Welcome,
Yes,
brother
yes.
Rafiki.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Peace. What's going on? You good?
What up? What up? What
We
up?
great. We great,
Hey,
man. Just we blessed, man. We talking that new Drake record that he just dropped. I don't know if it hit y'all yet, but little new flavor that's out there. You know, but
No, it
welcome.
didn't hit me yet. I never heard it yet.
Yeah, I haven't
Okay.
heard.
Yeah, it does. He dropped 3 records yesterday, so we were just getting into it. Y'all just came in the mix of that conversation. But welcome to New Music Wednesdays. This is our little platform here where we can create a new connection between DJs and artists like yourselves and just have great conversation. And
No doubt.
yeah, man, shout out to y'all, man, for putting together a great project, man. And
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
I'm gonna turn it over to Raymond. Raymond, I'm gonna let you go ahead and get it in and get this thing started.
Yeah, no, man. Just legends in the building. Thank y'all for joining us. You know what I mean? Auditorium Volume One, man. An amazing project. We keep
Thank you.
talking about the veterans like yourselves are coming back and kind of showing the new booties how it's done. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
So
sir.
just give us the background on how you two even like what was the thought process? Just let's do this. It's time for us to get together or whatever.
Oh man. I think just knowing each other and knowing how much we want to work with each other. And our first meeting was our first thing we ever did was the joint that we did versus Ice Cube, the bitching you, and then after that we did Soul Survivor 1, and then from then on we our paths kind of diversed and went different ways, but always had that feeling of working with each other. And in the pandemic, a friend of mine's named Kareem Riggin sent Common some beats, and when he heard the beats, he was like, "Yo, I gotta reach out to Pete," and and the rest is history. After that, Common to tell you that.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I want to say too, man, thank y'all for having us, man. We grateful to be on here with y'all. And I know, you
Yeah,
know, the big platform, CL, not a little platform. It's a big platform
yeah,
to just bring us
yeah.
together in this music, man, and people that appreciate hip hop the art form of hip hop, man. And man, I'm just energized. Pete, like brought an energy to me that I've been needing for a while, just to feel like, man, it's a great time to just create music that we love. And I felt confident in getting these beats that I could just rhyme, man, that I could rhyme. And like, you know, I can venture off. I'm an artist, so I venture off and try different things and experiment. But I was at a place where I felt like, man, I want to MC. Hip hop is alive, and is no other greater producer alive right now that I felt like I could connect with and create something of this caliber than Pete Rock. So it just, things happen in divine timing, and he been true to this music for the longest.
Yes.
Yeah, salute both y'all. Both y'all legends in your own right for what you do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Thank
and
you.
and we were talking about this right before you got on too as well. Because Common, I know you get down with the b-boy ish too. You know what I'm saying? So we see the inaugural ish going down for the Olympics. You know what I mean? How you feeling about b-boys getting the main stage like that?
Man, I got to tell you, man, it's amazing to see our culture, especially that we created this, black and brown people created this culture. And for it to be eventually going from the streets of New York to all over the world to now being recognized as an Olympic sport, because it is, when I think of the Olympics, I think of people who do extraordinary things that normal people just, everybody can't
Right,
do. And
right.
that's when I see that b-boying and b-girl and hip-hop is up there as an Olympic thing. It's just a beautiful thing. And I gotta say, I was a part of I did the thing at Red Bull. Pete was a part of it too, a week where they was it was like a for b-boys and b-girls a whole like breakdancing event. And I really saw how strong the culture still is, like the art of breakdancing. So I love that it's being saluted on that level, and it always, is respected amongst us.
100%,
Salute.
100%, man. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I know I'm excited, man. I already got my tickets for this auditorium tour. Y'all be stepping out. Y'all actually starting out my way. So the end of the month, man, my tickets are secured. You know what I'm saying? But
No
talk
doubt.
about that show y'all did in Brooklyn, kind of kicking that thing off, man, because so many people have been popping out again. You know what I mean? A lot of the veterans. But I feel like you guys did a little bit different. You know, even just what y'all did on Fallon and so many other things, man. Like you guys, it's I feel like you understand like the grassroots of touching the people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think, for us to perform live together, it's like, for me, it's a joy because I listen to a lot of Pete Rock records, and it's like, damn, I mean, like him and CL records and Pete Rock records and just records he produced. So to be able to put that as part of our performance, as the performance that I'm doing too, like it gives me more enthusiasm. I feel really like I'm getting to experience the joy of being on stage with somebody that's like got joints that I want to hear, that I want to ad lib to. I feel good being a hype man on Pete Rock verses and stuff. So
No
it's
doubt.
for real, for real. So, and I think with our presentation, with what we did with Jimmy Fallon, and what we want to do is do something that, with the same spirit of what we do with the music, man. We want to give something fresh. We want to give new ideas and new presentations, but it still be rooted in hip hop. Like at the end of the day, we was in the basement. That was like a basement setting, and we just was rocking on Jimmy Fallon,
Yep. That was a great, comfortable setting.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, fire. Like I said, you guys been popping out. You know what I mean? Like I said, we've been having the discussion even furthermore, around the space of veteran artists and the amazing music that one you guys are putting out, and how it's like hard to find just on like Sirius XM, and you kind of don't really get it nowhere else. So I'd love to hear your thoughts because we've heard Ninth Wonder speak on it. Q-Tip kind of spoke back on it, in this space of what we may be calling adult contemporary hip hop. What's your feelings on that?
I think that's a good thing. I think it's positive. There's a lot of things that people call hip hop that's not hip hop. That's never part of the culture, but somehow it gets called hip hop, and it's almost like getting a black eye to some of the negative side. What people call hip hop. That's I guess because it has its negative effects of how people don't have the correct meaning of what hip hop is and hip hop culture is. And it's really all positive, you know what I'm saying? So I think changing the name is not a bad thing, but that hip hop, the name hip hop itself is really hard to change such an iconic word. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's all we knew growing up, in society and in our community is the name of something that's a culture, and how lots of people from black and brown who created it to Latinos and everyone else now today in 2024 that are involved in hip hop in some kind of way, whether it's graffiti or breakdancing or making music or rapping.
Yeah. And I think, when we look at other genres of music, like whether it's jazz, you do have some traditional jazz, like what Coltrane and Miles Davis and Charlie Parker and them were making, it still exists. And people, like when they go see it, they just say jazz. But, some people may say traditional jazz. Then you have a category of smooth jazz or whatever. When you think about rock artists, they don't really say adult contemporary rock artists. They just classified as rock music. I think where we are right now is a place where this is the first time we're starting to see a bunch of people who, and not a group of artists who came out in the 90s. It's creating music now that's relevant and that means something. And I guess we really trying to figure out, like, what do we call this, or where is this going to be heard at? But at the end of the day, the most important thing, whatever we title it, because it's still hip hop at the end of the day, it's never going, what Pete Rock and I are doing is hip hop. What
Yes.
Remo and Nas gonna do is hip hop. That's just what it is. Like, but whatever we title it, it's still gotta just have the spirit of what we know hip hop to be. And that was the most important thing for Pete and I, was like, man, let's create the music that we know has the energy and spirit and the love that we put into the music before. That's the most important. Like, and I think it's great to see artists aging and still creating new, fresh things at the end of the day. And I'm glad that we are finding outlets for it to be heard, because our album, man, I've gotten some of the best response I've got from an album in a long time, and that's from people my age and from some younger generations. So I don't want to me, you can't box in great music. Like, I wasn't listening to Michael Jackson saying, oh, this is adult music. I was like, yo, this is Michael Jackson. I'm rocking with this joint. Or, I didn't know who Rakim was when he did I Ain't No Joke. I just was like, damn, I love this. So I hope that our music is just will be received for being great if, people feel it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, again, you guys accomplished it in just what you said, Common. This is an amazing project, yo. I mean, like I said, both of y'all, and I think really for like hip hop fans, and probably more or less maybe a little bit more for the DJs, because stuff, for some of us elder statesmen, if you will, this more appealed to us than some of the new stuff coming out. And that's why, like I said, we've been having this conversation, and like, even could we find a place in FM to do it again? Because what is getting pushed on the mainstream ain't what it is. And I agree with you 100%, P-Rock. Things are being called hip hop. That ain't hip hop. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but like I said, man, congratulations. The album is amazing. You two coming together. I can't wait to see live. I know the show's gonna be ill. You know what I mean? I'm waiting for my vinyl in the mail. You know what I mean? So hopefully I get it before the show, because I need to get a signature on it. You know what I mean? So
no doubt.
So see, you want to tap in? Should we start let's some questions? You want to play some joints? What you want to do?
Yeah, let's get into the video. Let's get into the latest video, so everybody can check that out. I thought it was done really well, and we're gonna come back and get it on again. Y'all check this out. In the meantime, back in Music Wednesdays. Shout out to Common. Shout out to Pete. They still on? I think they still on.
Yeah, we hear. What joint
right
did you play? What joint did you play? Because I couldn't hear it. Was it?
Y'all couldn't hear it?
Yeah, unfortunate.
Yeah.
I saw y'all nodding though. I was like, as you was nodding, I was like, yo, this is what we make the music for. So cats get bumped to that joint. Like, yo, I was like, yo, even though I couldn't hear nothing, it was kind of ill to witness the experience of y'all hearing the music and me just having to not hear it, but see what it did for you, So that's a blessing, bro.
I mean, it's soulful, it's knowledgeable, it's summertime shy. It's all of that. All of that.
Yes.
Shout out to Chicago in the summertime. One of the best places in the world is Chicago in the summer, man. I don't know, man. I've been to Chicago. I loved it. I've been to Bud Billiken. I said, this is what I'm talking about. So
give it up, bro. Yo, we got shout out to all my Chicago people out there, man. And Pete just came from Chicago. We had a great time. We had a incredible performance at Grant Park, and Pete came on stage. De La came and rocked. Bilal, Talib Kweli came up there. Pharoah Monch. It was a celebration. So thanks for that, man. We love our city, man. And Chicago is a beautiful city. So shout out to the Chi.
No question, man. I can't front on it. I guess we got to open it up, man. Got a lot of people got questions. Listen, you got about 20 seconds to ask. And I can't really put a. I gotta let Quantum. I know you've been waiting to talk and say some things and get it in. So we're gonna open it up. Shout out to Quantum Leap Radio.
PCL, man. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna let everybody get theirs off. First off, shout out to you, Common. Shout out to Pete. Super fan. Since way back. Just Quantum Leap Radio. If you've ever been tagged, I've probably been tagging y'all even before you put this album out. I'm always playing y'all stuff. All y'all did with this album is just make me play even more items from you all. So big up to you. I want to start my first question off with just asking about Trying. That being the first single that was put out and it's not on the album, for me, it felt like some white label shit from back in the day when you used to pick up physicals. But what was the idea behind Trying, just putting it out and then not putting it on the album? And will we possibly see that on any future releases?
Yeah. Well, thanks for the love. I don't know if Pete is still on, but I'll say this. Trying was the first joint we did for the album. And I was feeling good. Like the beat got me sparked. That started me to rhyming and writing, for this album. And it was because it was the first song. Sometimes for me as a creator, sometimes those songs die down with me. They don't always live with me. And I'm like, okay, this is gonna make the album. And because I started to feel my writing evolving and the songs evolving, and I felt like we started getting the shape and the sound of the album. I felt like Trying was something dope that represented us, but I didn't feel like we had better stuff. I felt like we had better stuff on the album. Pete was like, listen, we need a Trying. We need to put Trying out. Pete point blank, he like just was like, listen, we putting this joint out. I said, okay, let's put it out. And we thinking about putting it on as a bonus for the album. But I'm really particular about albums like just have the sequencing of the album, interludes, what goes on. And I just felt like, I don't know, I felt like when we hit Wise Up, I felt like Wise Up was different and better for the album than Trying was. But we definitely want to put it as a bonus.
And just real quick, just speak on the sequencing, because I saw even before you guys put it out, Questlove has said that you had reached out to him to possibly sequence the record as well. Can you just kind of speak on that as well?
Yeah, so Questlove, Ahmir obviously is one of my good friends, and he's a masterful artist and just really a genius when it comes to music. And he did this movie. I don't know if y'all saw it. It's called Summer of Soul. He directed the film, and it's a documentary that takes place about all these Black and Latino artists performing in the late '60s, I think it was, in Harlem. Anyway, I asked him. I said, "Yo, man, how did you make that movie that good?" He directed it. He won an Oscar for it. He was like, "Man, I just sequenced it like I would an album. I sequenced the music like the movie like I would an album." And I was like, "Oh, Ahmir is a genius sequencer too." So point blank, once we finished our songs, I called him. I said, "Ahmir, man, can you listen to the album and get a sequence together, that for us?" And he was like, "Yo, I can't believe y'all made this album." He was like, "This album is incredible, bro." He said, "Before I sequenced this joint, y'all made one of the best albums you've made in your career." I was like, "Really?" He was like, "I put this in my top 3 for real before I sequenced it." I said, "You serious?" And he was like, "Yeah." And man, he just gave me a great sequence. And then from that, Pete had the interludes, and he gave us a great sequence. And Pete had the interludes, and we just put it. Pete said, "This is where this stopped, this is where this begins." So it was like a collaboration. But I will say and give props to Ahmir Quest for like coming up with the order and really sequencing the album.
Yeah. Dope. Brother Malik, 20 seconds.
What's up, Common? How are you?
What's up, Malik? How you?
I'm doing good. Dreaming from the album. We played it at the radio station I work at Hot 91, and that's my song. Every time it come on, I be like, dang. But my question is, your rap, your hip hop is it's a lot of history that comes with it. It's a lot of knowledge. And how important is it for you to have some meaningness in your lyrics when you rap? Because some people just rap just to get it out. But I always think about Glory, that song. It's almost been 10 years since that song dropped. And I always think about your lyrics. And I was like, man, he really took some time to think about it.
Yeah. Well, man, thank you for that. And I got to say, like, KRS-One said something in one of his songs, man. I forgot what song it was, but he said, "You think I'm going to get on the mic and waste my people's time? Step off with that weak shit." And
Right.
And I was like, I can't waste people's time on the microphone. Now, everything I say is not like socially conscious but I, as an artist, as an MC, have to give, first of all, what I think is dope. Then I got to give what my truth is too, and be true to my imagination for whatever comes up from there. But do I feel a responsibility to say some things that are uplifting? Yes, I feel that that's in my purpose as an artist, purpose as a person. And the great artists that I've loved throughout time, whether it's Nina Simone or Stevie Wonder or Aretha Franklin or Gil Scott-Heron or you know, the Last Poets or KRS, Public Enemy, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, they all got something to say at some point. And but the key though, Malik, to me is to make sure it's dope though. Because you can say something, if it ain't dope, then people ain't hearing it. You actually will be turning them off. So when I do have something to say, I do my best to just make sure it's not like a preachy thing. You know, Glory was written for the movie Selma, so it was reflecting the people of the civil rights movement. And like a song like Fortunate, man, I'm just talking about being grateful for life, and we need that sometimes. And I feel like, man, I want to rap about some things that I feel like I need for my soul that I believe we as human beings need. So I just try to put that into the music.
Most definitely. I know we're in the process of a historic collection right now. I know Kamala already planning her inauguration, so they need to call you up. They got to call you up.
Yeah, well, look, I'm definitely very enthused at the fact that, you know, it's a new candidate and that Kamala Harris is that candidate, like potential of having a Black woman be the president.
Yeah, that's big. That's crazy.
Like we need to grab on to that and just realize, like, man, we went from like, it's no way in 2000 when I was in 2000, like making like water for chocolate. If you'd have told me we'd have had a Black president in 2008, I'd have been like, what? You tripping. Now, even in 2016, 17, or even last year, if you said, man, we're gonna have a Black woman president, I'd be like, man, I hope so, but how can this happen? This can really happen. And you know, I believe we can make it happen. So I hope that we all go out and vote and figure out like the things that we want from Kamala Harris, because I feel like she will listen, and I feel like, you know, no president is gonna change everything within 4 years, but she will put the work in to do some things. I really believe that.
Absolutely. Thank you.
No stuff. Real quick, Pete, I had a question for you because I ain't been to your house in a long time, but last time I was there, I want to say you had like 2 rooms full of records, full of joints, from the digging over the years and everything. And I was amazed by that. So I'm wondering where the record collection stands now, how many crates we rocking with, number one. And number two, to be that dedicated of a DJ, who inspired you growing up on the DJ side that really made you say, yo, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to do it better than anybody else?
Well, I'm gonna say I have a lot of records, a lot of bookcases now that I buy from IKEA. So they're not crates anymore. Now they're bookcases full of records. And the DJs that inspired me the most were Grandmaster Flash, Charlie Chase, DXT, Jazzy Jeff, Breakout, man, Eric J, OG Eric J, you know, people that taught me. And, you know, my cousin Sheba M, aka Floyd Myers, who's Heavy D's older brother, who taught me what I know, you know, as far as this, being a DJ and scratching and cutting is concerned.
Dope. I know you got to bounce out soon, but we're going to let Champagne Legend go ahead real quick. Got 20 seconds, my brother.
What's going on, y'all? This is Legend from Columbus, Ohio. Me, CL, and Swerve actually got to see you coming last year at the 50th, birthday of hip hop. We got to see you perform and breakdance on the stage and stuff. So that was real dope. And, definitely want to give y'all both y'all flowers. But this question goes to you and Pete Rock. So y'all both built, dope legacies and, with the acting, the hip hop, rapping and stuff. And y'all got your accolades, but I want to know, what do you want this project right here to do, for your legacy? Like, how do y'all feel it will affect it?
Oh man, this project has to represent the hip hop culture itself, and our legacy is to make sure that we, that we bring that across to the world. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's most important for me as a musician, is to, make the best music I could make with the best MC that I could create with with a great message behind it. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what the Auditorium Volume 1 is all about.
Yeah. And I feel like one of the things that I at some point during my career I always started to think about, man, I'm grateful for how long this has been, but don't know, you don't know, but I'm gonna keep believing that it will continue to keep growing. But I always wanted to make timeless music that people could go back and years, decades, centuries, for as long as there's a planet, and go back and be like, yo, I love this album right here. Or you ever heard this song? I really hope, believe, and pray that the Auditorium Volume 1 will be one of those timeless pieces of art that people can say, man, this is a new classic. Like this is a classic record. Like, not just like, yeah, man, these dudes, man, we seeing the dudes that are always been doing it, still putting out music, but be like, man, I can compare this music to some of the great albums that I've loved throughout the history of music. So I mean, I hope, and like I said, pray that this will be that album. But we've given our soul and our hearts to it, and now it's up to the people to decide what that'll be. But we're gonna keep cooking no matter what.
Yeah, no, definitely appreciate, what you've done. I still listen to the Brown Sugar soundtrack, so
Yeah.
for your contributions to the culture and, keeping it pure and just being somebody that represents the culture in a positive light.
Give thanks, yo.
Oh, no doubt. We're gonna go with Brittany Cherry. We gotta get the ladies some love, and then we're gonna come back to you often. We ain't forgot you. Go ahead, Brittany.
Hi, Common. Hi, P. It's a pleasure to meet you both.
Peace. What's up? How you, Brittany?
I'm
How
good,
you?
and I'm good.
Nice to meet
I'm
you.
good. Nice to meet you too. And this is a question I think both of you can answer. So your work explores like love and spirituality and community. And how do you think that this reflects your personal experiences with like love and community? So for example, Common, like Come Close was one of my favorite songs because it invited Black love in a
Yeah.
hip hop setting. So you got a chance to see what it really meant to a Black man to be loved by a Black woman on a rap song. And I mean, we hadn't had that since like Meth and Mary. And there you go with Mary again. And I'm like, oh my God, this is great. This is such a spiritual experience listening to this record. So like right now, I feel like Black men and Black women are going through this kind of like turbulence where they're not connecting anymore on this like spiritual level. So I'm sorry, maybe you could talk a little bit now about how your music has inspired the connection again. I don't know. Did you catch everything that I said?
Yeah, I did.
No, no.
It went out for only for 1 second, but I'll say this. Man, I love Black love. I love first of all, I'm gonna be unapologetic and unashamedly with my music and just like express where I am. When I was 19 and I was rapping I Used to Love Her, or no, I was 22 when I was rapping I Used to Love Her. My friend was looking like, why are you doing this love song? Because we was young dudes and it turned out to be for hip hop, so he loved it. But at the time, he wouldn't accept me doing a love song. But by the time I grew a little older, I was like, you know what? This is what I feel, so I'm gonna do a song like The Light. And it became, something that was one of the biggest songs I ever done, if not the biggest, and I've learned through my career to be true to who I am and not run from it. And even on this album, it's a song we have called Lonesome that Pete did this amazing beat to, and I was trying to figure out what to do, and Pete encouraged me, man, just be you. Like, some people get lonely out there, like it's all right. And for me, as a Black man, to hear another man that I respect, a brother, saying that, let me know, man, it just was a reminder to be able to be open to who I am and be true to who I am. And Black love is very important. And I gotta say, Brittany, like, it's like I don't always subscribe to the narrative that Black men and Black women are not getting together in love, because I see so many examples, of it. Now, I do feel like, just like any other nationalities, we got our own issues because of our history and where we've come from and some of the things that we've experienced that don't allow us to just be ourselves and be our highest selves. So it can interfere with our relationships. But ultimately, man, I see some strong Black families out there, loved ones. I mean, I'm looking at one now. Pete is a incredible father and husband, and I'm like, I watch him and I'm like, damn, that's dope. So I think it does exist. We gotta see where it does exist and fix the issues where it doesn't. And I love that my music can make you feel that, though.
That's awesome. You see, I didn't say nothing about Jennifer, but it's okay. I love to see it. I love to see it, Common. I love to see it. But also, Pete, just hearing what Common had to say about you as a father and as a man and what you bring to music, how do you think that your music affects that and allows you, to show love?
I always agreed that hip hop is love. You know what I'm saying? It comes from love. You know what I mean? And so, with that said, why not spread the message to our community, to young, old, mid age, that we do everything with love. You know what I'm saying? And grace, and I've always been a believer in that. So I channel it through the music. You know what I'm saying? And when I do that, Common gives me the best lyrics and story that a person could ever listen to, as me as a producer. Like, I enjoy working with that, so I feel lucky.
So thank you, gentlemen, for your time. Common, I'm also on 104.3 Jam Chicago with Rick Party. So we love you, and the Shy loves you always. So thank you.
Love you. I appreciate
you. Oh, OFTN, we're gonna let you go, and then we're gonna get into another video from these two brothers here. But go ahead, you got the floor. 20 seconds.
Can you hear me? This is my first time at DigiWax, not Digimax. So shout out to D-Train. The invite. This is a question for Common. I asked AI for this one because I didn't know what to ask, to be real with you. I was like, how has your approach to songwriting changed over the years? Like, since you first started making music, like, how did you approach like this album that you just made now? Like, was there anything different? Or even with like the beat selections?
I think over the years, I've learned first and foremost to be a better songwriter. And that means like not over rapping beats sometimes, because early on, you just want to prove that you're a dope MC. Hey, so you like, I'm just gonna rap. And some songs need a finesse to it. Some songs need more of a rhythmic style than just you giving bars and that's it. I also have learned more about, when it comes to songwriting, about choruses and hooks and it's not like I took courses. I just, because of the years and decades of making music and being around great music, I listen differently, and I've been able to explore different things musically from doing albums like the Electric Circus or Like Water for Chocolate or Universal Mind Control or even A Beautiful Revolution. Like, these albums are like where I go different places. So I learn more about music. And then when it comes to the culmination of that, when I get with Pete, it's like I'm getting these beats, I'm writing to him. I know that I want to be an instrument to this music and just add on to we make songs. So that means Pete, I respect him as a producer and arranger. So if he has ideas, I'm taking like, okay, cool, Pete, we're gonna do that. Then I'll come with more ideas to add on, and it just becomes, songs. And I think even if, it's a song with just like a dope beat and a scratch, like, okay, well, maybe this song, I won't do just 16 bars. I might give it like 24 bars, like just let the feeling go. But some songs deserve just 16 bars because of the song structure. So I think, it's just learning those things and those things I didn't know. And it is something about being innocent and not knowing anything structures about music, but it is something too to know about music and structure and song making.
Thank you for your insight.
Yeah, thanks.
Dope, dope. All right, we're gonna get into the other video. You know, I don't know what y'all time is like, but we're gonna show this joint. We have to, because it's another fire joint. And hopefully you can ask a couple more questions. But check this out. If y'all ain't seen this yet, we're gonna do it right here on DigiWax Live.
Amazing, man. Big ups, like I said. Just wow, you two was just so wavy together, yo. You know what I mean? Like
thanks, man. Yo, and shout out to Marlo and the Illamite Cats who directed that video and Wise Up and Fortunate Video. And man, I gotta say I saw somebody asking about some instrumentals, but we're gonna put out definitely an instrumental version of this album. So just so people can hit them Pete beats like and do what they need to do to them. But man, yeah, thank y'all for the love.
Indeed. If you still got some time, man, we got a few more people like to ask some questions if you're all right.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Miss Jeannie, chime in.
Yes. Hey, Jeannie Sweetness here, represent for the Caribbean. Pleased to meet you. Comment.
What's going on, sis? How you doing?
Doing well, thank you. So I wanted to tell you that listening, it feels like there was a soul share going on when listening to it. And I like how you spoke about sequencing the album, because I think that in itself is an art form, because you're telling a story. So if you sequence it correctly, then you really get to see, the picture. So I wanted to say that, just send positive energy on that. But I want to ask you, you're from Chicago, so are there any underground artists in Chicago that you say, okay, they got up next, or that they have that art of songwriting and they can step into that hip hop, area?
Yeah. Well, I would say that I don't know if she's underground, but her name is No Name, and she's a really dope writer, man. She's really creative and just I listen to her lyrics and I'm like, man, it's poetic. It's like, oh man, I love writers where I could feel like I could sit down and read their words and it's like a book, or it's like, man, this is literature. When people say, man, go back and be like, talk about Langston Hughes and Dr. Maya Angelou and Nikki Giovanni or James Baldwin and writers like that. Like, I love that. Like, it's hip hop artists that can fall into that category. And No Name is one of them MCs and writers.
So do you have any work with her?
I do. I actually did a song, latest album called Oblivion. And we just recently did something in Chicago because she's a Chicagoan. And she we did some Oblivion on her album, and she had a festival in Chicago, like a block club thing that's just for the community. She got a book club. She a special young artist. So that's somebody who I wouldn't say is like necessarily underground, but is from the crib and super dope.
And also, do you keep songwriting workshops? Because you're common and you're consistently common. So do you have any workshops?
I haven't had any workshops, to be honest, because I have to say, like, I write songs and then I go start doing other things. Like, I might go do some films and I'm going to do theater. So I haven't sat down and said, let me give a workshop. But it is something that I think that I would love to do, especially with younger artists, but no matter what age. And I think it's something that, honestly, that we've been talking about. Pete and I talk about, like, even him giving some people like instructions on making beats, on like sampling and cooking up classics. Like, that would be amazing to learn from Pete Rock. How to do that, how to construct beats on a drum machine.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. I wanted to ask Pete just a question. You're so active on social media. So for those of us of a certain age group, it's kind of hard to kind of pull them into, digital where we are. So Pete, why are you so active on social media? What made you say, okay, this is where it's at, I'm going to do it? And also, do you own a sound system? I saw you post about King Ramsey, and then I'm done.
I think Pete had to hop off.
Oh, no.
I don't see Pete on here no more.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you, Carmen, very much. Thank you.
All love. Shout out to the Caribbean.
Mr. Gary Archer, chime in. Gary Archer from the Bay.
Hello? Yeah, man, I just want to comment. One, just all you've done has been incredible for this culture. Super icon.
Man,
I'm from Oakland, California, and you're just like this in true life. I just want to say something that I never had a chance to tell you in person since this happened. About 20 years ago, 21 years ago, I'm taking this young artist to come do the Wake Up Show for his first interview ever. The kid's name is Mr. Fab. We pull up and we meet you in the parking lot, and we're telling, because Sway's telling me, like, bro, if Fab didn't write his rap, he can't get on the show. And I'm like, bro, this is crazy. And then we tell you the story, and you're like, what? That's crazy. And then during your interview, you said, hold on, man, I'm gonna hear the kid from Oakland rap real quick. And I'm telling you that it was a monumental moment in our life and helped us really be who we really are, bro. Thank you very much from us.
Man. Okay, I didn't even know that. I seen Mr. Fab. He never told me that story, but I love that happened. And man, thank you, bro. I really appreciate you saying that. You know, I got extreme love for the Bay, man, for all y'all have brought. And then honestly, for me being able to come out there and get the warm welcomes that I'll be getting in performances and just touching down with the people. I'd have been to, I think, the Richmond Mall, like signing autographs from back in the day to being able to perform out there and just being at activist things. And so thank you, bro. I appreciate that a lot.
Word. How we looking on time, C?
I'm good money. We good for a second, yeah.
Hey, just real quick, Common, we've been doing this thing out here in Oakland called Thug Therapy. I don't know if you've seen what Fab's been doing. It's like the new Black Panthers in a way. All social equity type people, from judges to homeless people in same room, men, just talking about, pressures of life, man. If anytime we could fly you out, get you out to be a part of one of these things, it'd be amazing for the community. Thank you.
That would be amazing, bro. I would love to be a part of that for sure.
Word. I think we could take a few more. K-Max, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hold on, real
Make it quick.
I'm always quick. What? Hey, what's up? What's up, Kyle?
What's the word, bro? You good?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Long time no see, man.
Yeah, I just saw you, bro.
Yeah, no, the Grant Park show was with the orchestra and everything. You didn't mention that part to people. Like, it was an orchestra behind you all, and Pete jumped on stage and all that. Bilal came out. That show was amazing.
Man,
still want to get one of the New York joints, though. Yeah.
You said you gonna come to one of the New York joints?
Yeah, probably the last one on the Wednesday, the 24th, I think. Yeah,
come through, man. The Blue Note will be real cool. But I will say, you're right, Kay. Like that freaking Chicago Grant Park, man, with that orchestra, man, that was just an experience for me. And to get the response that, I had people telling me after the show, like, man, that was one of the best shows they experienced, especially in Chicago. So it was just, man, something I felt like I was able to give the city, like, a beautiful experience. And that means everything to me,
Yeah, it was great. People were getting in line as early as 4:30. And then the set time.
Okay, you got a question, Kay?
Oh, no. I just wanted to say what's up, man. I definitely get the vinyl. As you can see, I have vinyl.
Yes,
but don't worry. People are already calling the album classic.
It's love.
So,
my man said he'd be quick.
Man.
Head rush. Chime in, brother. Chime in.
Okay, thank you for that too, bro.
No problem, man. Peace.
I'll see you soon. Bless.
Yep.
Appreciate it. Shout out to you, Common. What's up, my brother?
What's going on? Good, bro.
Chilling, man. Real quick, DJ Head Rush, born and raised, city of Chicago, 81st and Colfax.
Come on,
Me
bro.
and Hank was in your video. I used to love her. Me and him went to school together at Bowen.
What?
So I've circled 83rd a lot of times in my childhood trying to hope I run into you, bro. But it's been a pleasure just seeing you talk and seeing you come out with all this music over the years. It's been a blessing to just even know that I'm from the same area. You know what I'm saying? I was a shorty when you was coming up, man. You went to school with my cousin Paul Swole. They call him Master. But that's a different story, different day. Right.
Yeah.
So
hey, but listen, we from the crib, bro, and it's like, I grew up like 8 or 9 blocks from you. It's the we the east,
Luella.
southeast, man, south side, bro, all day.
I went to KinderCare, bro. If that tells you anything.
With the KinderCare?
Right there. On 83rd, right there on Paxton. Right? Look, I'm from the crib. I'm not from around the way. I'm from your neighborhood.
Yeah, yo.
You feel what I'm saying? So, yes, sir.
You know, I gotta tell you this. I know they said we're gonna be short, but I bought my first property right over on 81st, right off of Luella. So that was real close to where you was at. Like that.
Yes, sir.
I wrote the albums. I was working on One Day It All Makes Sense. And I had a building in that, I had an apartment in the basement in that building, bro. So
I'm hip, man. I'm hip. Like I said, I've circled 83rd a million times trying to run into you as a teenager, as a kid, and just, fate didn't have it. But here I am talking to you now, man. My bad, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Salute to you, King. It's been a blessing to be a part of your journey. But action movies, how? Like, I see that dark. It was like my whole time watching you, it was like you was just this shining bright character, and then you went to action movies, and I seen this dark side. I'm like, what the hell happened to Common? Like, how did you get into that, bro?
Yeah, for me, man, I mean, I'm an actor too, and I love the art form of acting, and I love storytelling in that way. And when I first began like acting class, I just felt something different, man. It was a different expression that music is one of the greatest gifts God has given us. And then acting was like, for me, just another way to express myself and another art form. And that I never wanted to take on characters that was just like me, like play a hip hop artist or play a poet or play, I wanted to take on characters because to me, the actors that I love is like, you forget it's them and you just enter their character, so it feel good to me. Like when people come up to me and be like, man, I ain't like you in Siloed, and it's this TV show I'm on Apple. They be like, man, I don't like you, man, and that. I'm like, that's a great feeling, man, because if people feel some type of emotion about your character, especially if it's different than who you really are, that means you're doing your job. So I'm glad I'm glad you was like, what the hell is this dude doing? But let me say,
man. Go ahead.
I gotta say is, as an actor, I never want to go up there and I be Common, because that's not what the character is. The character is Robert Sims from Silo or Cassian from John Wick 2.
John Wick.
Yeah, so that's yeah.
I hated the fact John Wick left that knife in you, man. I'm like, no, don't take it out.
Yeah.
So many more questions, man. I hope I hear more music from you, like Signs from Jordan Rakey, and more collaborations with you and PJ on like the Beautiful Revolution. I want to hear more of that, man. So much love and appreciation coming from me, man, to you again, King. Peace, man. Hopefully I can get a chance to talk to you again.
Respect, King. Blessings. Love.
All right, sound love for sure, no doubt. David, thank you for your patience there, brother.
Oh, no, thank you. Yo, Common, I just want to thank you for coming to Von King Park in Bed-Stuy. It was super crowded. You shut it down. I believe you brought your daughter out. That was a very touching moment. I think you brought her out for Fortunate. That was a monumental moment. The neighborhood was all out there for you and Pete Rock. You mentioned The Light earlier, making that song. That's a classic joint. I wanted to ask you, man, because that same weekend they had a Dilla Day in Brooklyn with Pharcyde and Slum Village. Like, what was so special about Jay Dilla? Can you describe what made him so special? And the follow-up maybe is, were there any similarities in working with Pete Rock, like as far as like creative genius?
Well, Jay Dilla is like a special gift from God. Is like, you're like, man, how does this person creating this stuff that makes you feel this music like in the way that he does? And like, I say that because it was like, man, when he would make certain music, it would take me to a place where I felt like I was outside of my body. Like, man, this music is so great. And it touched my spirit, touched my heart, and it touched the hip hop in me too, and the artist in me. Jay Dilla was one of them dudes that had like, he can go from the jazz music to the funk to soul, but it comes out as hip hop, right? And rock, he would use just incredible things, but he also was a Detroit nigga, like a Detroit nigga that was like going to the strip clubs, riding in his truck, getting his rims, got his chains on, but he still would be sampling Herbie Hancock and listening to like records by, The Who, or just, so he had this dynamic to him that I think was just very special. And sometimes, man, God sent us those people. I read an article where they was putting Dilla, they said they was talking about 4 people who had changed music, and they talked about Beethoven, they talked about Charlie Parker in jazz, and they talked about Dilla, and I forgot the other person they mentioned, but I was like, yo, this is amazing that they mentioned 4 people and they put Dilla, and to this day, man, Dilla is special because when you listen to the way some of these bands play now, like we call it the hump sometimes, like the way he programmed drums, it wasn't all in the timing. It was like kind of felt like a human being playing because it wasn't all perfect. And musicians played like what he created, the style he created. It's a beautiful thing, man. I'm just grateful that he was one of my closest friends and that I got to even experience his music and then be a part of it was just, man, it's just one of my biggest blessings during my life on this planet. Now, working with Pete, and the thing that's similar with him and Dilla is they love music and they both soulful. Like the thing about soul music, soul music it comes from inside. That means it's like it's coming from the spirit, your heart, and nobody else can do it because it's you. There's only one you on the planet. So a soul song like Pete is the only one that can make Reminisce. Like it's somebody else that can have that record and hit that same part, but only he's going to make it like he did it. And I think as 2 artists, producers, Jay Dilla, they both tapped into their souls, and Pete comes from the soul and he knows records like no other. And another thing is just on the technical thing, production wise, when DJs scratch on records, you got to be rhythmic. You got to give it some oomph because that's what makes it a hook. Premier is one of the best to do it. Pete Rock is one of the best to do it. And Dilla is one of the best to do it. Like, it's people that can really DJ and scratch, but when it comes to making a hook, they don't know how to put that scratching as a hook. When I talked about over rapping, some people can over scratch a hook. So anyway, I think they both were masters at that too.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Oh, dope. Real quick, I know you over there. Shout out to D-Train, and I think he got somebody special. They wanted to say hi real quick. D-Train, you there?
Yeah, what's happening, Com? Long time, brother.
What's happening, brother? How you been, man?
I've been blessed, man. How you been?
I've been excellent. Good to see you.
Good seeing you too, man. I didn't really want to say nothing. I just want to jump on here and say what's up. I had Kev Black with me, but I think his phone keeps messing up. It's not coming on. So we and him want to shout you out and say what's up. You know what I mean? And
I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's good to see you, bro. You like yo. As soon as I see you, it just take me to all these things we experienced.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All the way back to Puerto Rico, remember? Or was it DR?
DR, right?
All the way through, man. It's great, man. And I just like your elevation through your whole career, bro. And I'm just proud, man, just seeing it, just take it all to fruition from you being here and just elevating each time. And we had conversations about that all the time, how you were saying this is what you're gonna do next. And it all happened.
Man, thanks, brother. I'm grateful that we here, because I represent you, you represent me. We've been in this for a while. So, man, I'm grateful to see you and glad you doing it,
Yes, sir. Can't stop, won't stop, man. Just keep doing it, Com. That's all. I wish I could get Black. I'm going to try him one more time and hopefully get him on before you can go. And if not, we try.
Okay. All love. If not, tell him to say what up.
No doubt.
All right, we're going to take 2 more, and then we're going to let my brother go. Go ahead real quick, Big Red. You got about 20 seconds. Do your thing.
Hey, how you guys doing? Glad y'all on the call. Thank y'all for taking my question real quick. And my camera, right? My question is to both of you guys, Carmen and Pete. I know Dilla's a great producer, and then we got Water for Chocolate. You know, that Water, that album was real nice. I loved it. I just want to add, the question is, if you could come, if Dilla could produce one more song for you, and Pete, if you could work with Dilla and work together on one song, what sample you think you guys could probably put together and just kill?
Well, Pete had to jump off, so I'll try.
Pete, okay.
Yeah, I'll try to answer that. You know, the one thing I loved about Dilla is he could take something that people have used already and it still be, he would chop it up and do something super special with it. He did that with this remix we have for The Light, where he sampled Ramp, you know, Daylight, which is what Bonita Applebum is. And we was on the remix, it was me, Pharrell, Erykah Badu, and Q-Tip. But Dilla rocked that joint and put them drums. So one record that's been used a whole lot that I still think Dilla would smash is Everybody Loves the Sunshine, Roy Ayers. I think he would like do something with that we never heard before. And it would be special.
I bet that'd be a real awesome track, especially with you, with your mind, sir. You know what I'm saying? And again, thank you for your contribution to hip hop and being from the Midwest and doing your thing, man. Much success. Again, I'm DJ Big Red out of Dallas. If you ever in Dallas, look me up. Let's hang, let's kick it, man. I'm trying to get with you, man.
Shout out to my Dallas people out there. Like I said, Badu and the whole fam out there, people out there in Oak Cliff, South Dallas, everywhere in Dallas. Shout out to Dallas, you know.
I already appreciate you, baby. Thank you. All right.
All right. MPN Network.
What's happening, Com?
All right, shout out to Dallas. Shout out to Dallas.
Real quick, the rollout for this album was crazy, like extremely crazy. The anticipation that you build up for the lovers of you and Pete Rock was like incredible. Could you talk about how important that was for you and Pete Rock to do this rollout?
Man, I'm so glad you brought that up because, and also want to say thank you for that, because I had to really trust in the process. You know, that sound all like real basketball, trust the process. But I really, when we sat down with our teams after we turned in the mastered album, I was like, man, why can't this album come out like early June? And they was like, man, listen, we believe in this album. Let's build this story, and let's do it right. And Pete was always like, we need to bring our Wise Up first. And I was with it, because to me, that's the street record. That's the joint, like, boom, yo, we come in hip hop. This is who we are. And man, at one point we was going back and forth and the label had thought something else. And then we came up, I was like, man, we got to do the Wise Up. And then, so we came with Wise Up, and as the story started to build, I was open to it not being like, well, we need to rush this out. People starting to pay attention. It was just like, we kind of wanted to approach it like we did projects, you know, back before it was like 2024. Like you did like have singles and send out white labels and appear in different places and show people that, man, this is a quality album, not just one song, and this is it's a theme to it, and it's a project, like a true album. So that's why we ended up taking our time. And I got to give shout out to Chris Atlas and my manager, Kevin Wolf, and our teams, Yvette and Loma Vista, because they really came with the plan, and me and Pete agreed. But initially we both was like, man, let's get this out. Like I wanted to bring it out around Pete's birthday, which was June 21st. But you know, it worked out. They was like, oh, just do it a couple weeks later. Let's get these singles out, songs. Let's have videos for these. Why don't y'all get on Drink Champs, get on these different outlets, you know, from the block, you know, and then we was blessed to do a Jimmy Fallon Tonight Show performance. So thank you for saying that the layout, you know, because you don't know as an artist, like how the presentation, I can't say that, man, this has been some of the best response and most response that I've had in some music that I've been a part of in a minute. But you just don't know how the rollout feels. But I've had several people tell me we rolled out really strong. So I love hearing that coming from you.
Hey, is there any truth to the Run the Jewels team helping you with that marketing strategy?
No. It's Loma Vista. Unless it's somebody at Loma Vista that worked with Run the Jewels. Otherwise, it's just been our management and you know, my man Al, who has worked with Rockefeller for Rock Nation for a long time. And basically, Loma Vista, they've been the vision out. They did put out the Killer Mike album. So, you know, it's the same label, but I have to give it up for our team, our management teams, because they had the vision and the label. Loma Vista.
Word. K Black, you there?
Yeah, Black, you on mute.
Black, where you at?
What's going on, Big Daddy? How y'all doing?
What's the word? You good?
I'm trying to be like you, Common.
Put your camera on, K. Put your camera on, K.
All right, camera. Forgive me because I'm old at this shit.
You ain't old at this shit. Let's go.
Click that icon. There's a little camera icon, Black.
You wasted your 20 seconds.
All right. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Hold on. Fuck.
All right, we'll come back to you. Old school. Chime in.
All right.
DJ Old School.
Old school. You too? You wasted your 20 seconds too? You don't know the drill. Stay ready so you ain't got the get ready place. Come on.
Black, we see you. We see you,
All right,
Black.
Go ahead, K.
What's going on, Daddy-O? How y'all doing?
Yo, what's up, bro? What's up, man?
Comment,
Black.
you still sound good. Hey, I'm gonna let every DJ out there know this is the hardest working motherfucker you will ever meet. He will do whatever you do. If it makes sense and you let him know beforehand and it's on that paper, he gonna fulfill it. And I say that with respect and knowledge, y'all. Y'all know how I get down. I'll say fuck an artist in a minute. But he is a worker. That's all I'm gonna say this call. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey,
Thank
Black, I want to say thank you, bro, man, because you paved the way for so many of us, bro, and like showed us the way to work, and you just, man, was working for us and work for the artists if we was willing to work. And man, like your mind, your brilliance and your hustle really helped a lot of our records get out there, bro. And I'm so glad to see you and see you doing good, bro. And man, thank you, bro. I just wanted to let you, I'm so glad you hopped on. I just want to say thank you, bro, because I know like my music was different and you still was like, yo, we gonna work this shit. Like, and we gonna get this in some people's hands and get it in front of them and get these DJs and playing it. So thank you, Ken. Thank you, Black.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Big.
Remember that conversation, Common, we had with him? It was at DR, and Black said, "You give me one record, you can do whatever you want to do." Yes, and you gave him that record. And it all started.
Yeah, what he do, man? You legend.
But you did what you did. You did what you're supposed to do too. Anything we asked you, you did it. So it's only we can only do 50% of it. You did your other 50 plus. So kudos.
Right.
Old school. You get your mic working.
Can you hear me? No.
Yeah. We good. Come on.
I'm good. Okay, so I keep the vinyl still. You know, I'm old school DJ from back in the day. You know, one of my favorite songs from you is still. I used to love her. That's still one of the most dopest songs out there in the hip hop community. And so I was just wondering on that one, you know, did you have any specific thing that you was really thinking about, or did that just come flowing to you? And then what is your favorite hip hop song that you have in your arsenal, or maybe not yours, or a hip hop song that out there in general?
Well, that song I used to love her for me. It was No ID made that beat. Shout out to the great No ID. And I was sparked by the beat, but I also had been watching what hip hop was going through. And I felt like hip hop was losing some of the purity and some of the truth in it because of corporate like capitalism and like record labels probably and corporations being like, this is what we want and we're going to keep putting out this, when there was still other artists out there that had other things to offer. And, you know, it felt like certain artists would chase what they felt the corporations wanted to put out there. And I just was like, man, we losing the essence of what this culture is, this art form. This is ours. We created this, and this is about us. And so, you know, I wrote that song. The idea came to me to make hip hop a woman, and then I just went on the journey of like how this relationship has been. And it eventually became a song that people call a classic, and I'm grateful for that. You know, that if you ask in my arsenal, that's one of my favorites that I've done because it was the first song that I started getting notoriety beyond just like my circle. It was more like, I remember Biggie made a comment about me as an MC at that time because I used to love her, and just, you know, I had different people. Shoot, at the end of the day, they made the movie Brown Sugar based on I Used to Love Her. So for that song to go from just my heart and spirit of my love for hip hop to being a movie is one of the songs I cherish. Now, just a hip hop song I love across the board is New York State of Mind by Nas. I think is one of the greatest written beats, thoughts, like all of it. It's just, man, it's just one of the greatest hip hop songs. And I could put that on and just feel like, man, I could conquer the world. Though I'm from Chicago and I'm always rep Chicago, what he says in that and his attitude on that sound and that song on that record, it just, man, I just feel it. And it changed the way a lot of people rap. So New York State of Mind is one of the greatest hip hop songs, you know, for me that I've ever heard. Yeah.
Well, thanks for kicking it with us common people, no pun intended.
Bro, we've been all in this together, like, man, and like seeing some of the brothers I've known through the years. I just want to say thank you, man. Thank y'all for having me, having Pete. You know, Pete had to get to an appointment, so, but man, it's love. CL, Randy, thank y'all for like putting this together and all y'all showing up. Black, man, that mean a lot, man, that y'all here. So I just want to say thanks, y'all. All my peoples from Chicago that showed up. Thanks, y'all.
Yeah, no doubt. And again, thank you, man. Thank you and Pete for just the album. The album is amazing. Without sounding too corny, was the auditorium, like, was this already pre-planned as far as like with the tour? Because I noticed every spot is like it's gonna feel like an intimate feel, right?
Yeah, it's an intimate feel. I mean, we honestly, when we were releasing the album, we were hoping to go on tour, but the demand had to be there. And, you know, once we had the auditorium, we knew it would be dope to have some venues that feel like an auditorium. You know, it's the theme and like the album cover. Like I said, we wanted to deliver an album. And as y'all know, like whether it was The Chronic or whether it was Illmatic or Low End Theory, or, you know, all these albums had themes, dope covers. Like you go to their shows, they doing something related to that. Like, so we just wanted to present like that experience from the beginning of the music to the videos to the live performances and album covers.
And we'll be out with live band?
No, it's gonna be Pete Rock on that drum machine, DJ Dummy on the 1 and 2s, Pete Rock on the 1 and 2s, and me MCing and Pete Rock in his joints. We wanted to be at the essence, you know, boom bap. This is what it is. You know, I go do the live band at different times. This record deserved that Pete on the MPC and DJ Dummy rocking on the 1 and 2s.
Let's go, man. Look, again, thank you for your time. Quantum, I'm gonna let you get that in real quick, G.
One very quick question, Common. It's something that has been irking me for years. I'm talking about pre-internet, pre-social media. You mentioned Nas. Years ago, I heard that there was like, I don't know if there was a battle between you two or not. Can you clear that up or not? Or if that was ever a thing, or that was just some rumor I heard? This is during magazine days.
No, never a battle with me and Nas. Nas performed at a show in Chicago. He invited me on stage. I rocked. and he rocked, and and it was just like two MCs doing what they do. I was honored to be on that stage, but I definitely, had to do my thing because it's Nas, and everybody knew Nas is my favorite MC, to be honest. So it's like, I wasn't trying to battle or none of that. I just wanted to be up there and be like, man, represent Chicago and be a dope MC up there with him. So no, I wasn't no battle, and I still to this day look at Nas as one of the greatest. He my favorite, but he definitely is in the greatest.
And did that Nas.com album, was that ever real? Did y'all ever really record a lot of songs for that, or was that just a rumor as well?
Nah, that was real. We were connecting and being like, yo, let's do this album, Nas.com, and we never got into cooking up the way we wanted to, but who knows, that could happen at some point.
Yeah, I don't see why not. Because you two, both the essence of hip hop, you still both putting out just amazing music, man. So, Common, man, can't thank you enough for getting down with us today. Shouts to Pete Rock as well. Like I said, this album is absolutely off the chain. Looking forward to seeing y'all live. Like I said, my ticket's already locked down for when this thing gets started August 28th. So I look forward to seeing y'all live for real. Stay up on thinkcommonIbelieve.com, y'all. Check the dates, see where he's gonna be at. And just listen, bro. You know what I mean? You hip hop to the fullest. And we can be watching this B-boy competition, the Olympics, thinking about you as well. You know what I mean?
Yo, shout out to everybody out there, all the DJs, just everybody that's down for this music and this art form. Thank y'all once again, man. All right. Love.
100.
Love.